So, what's a forward outside 3 turn? It's going from forwards to backwards while staying on the same leg on a curve. If you have hockey markings in your ice rink, that's brilliant because you want to start off by trying this outside 3 turn doing a semicircle. And here I have a perfect semicircle already drawn on the ice. If you don't, you'll just have to use your imagination, unfortunately. So I start off with my feet in this T position, like that. I'm going to do a left forward outside 3 turn. So my left foot is front and my right foot is pointing to the side. I'm going to put my left arm in front, same foot and arm. Right arm out to the side, same direction as where my foot is pointing. I'm going to bend my weight on the back foot and I'm going to push and rotate the arms like this. So now my upper body is facing the center of the circle. My hips are square. I'm not open like that. Hips stay square. The next stage, you're going to rise up and bring your feet together whilst maintaining the upper body facing the center of the circle. The next point, your upper body is going to stay facing this way and your lower body is going to flick round to backwards. Now when I do this, it's very important that I resist against it with my right shoulder. I'm here and my right shoulder stays very open. My hip here stays very open as well. I don't let the hip close. As I do my 3 turn again, I bend, rotate, rise up. As I turn to backwards, here, my right hip stays very open. I'll show you from another side. I here, bend, push, rise up. And here, you see this is open and my right shoulder is open. What you don't want to do is from here, turn and close this hip because you're just going to whip around the corner like that. So here I'm going to quickly show you how to do it on the right side. Again, now my right foot is leading, left foot out to the side, right arm forwards, left arm here, pointing the same way as my left foot. Bend, weight on the back foot. I'm going to push and transfer, rotate and rise up, turn to backwards, open the shoulder and the hip, and look back in the direction I'm traveling. It's much harder as you're doing it. As you get to the point of the turn, if you keep looking that way, it's going to be much harder to control it. You really need everything you can going the opposite way. So in one of our earlier videos, when we did the 2-footed turn from forwards to backwards, we talked about where the weight needs to be on the blade when you go from forwards to backwards, which is right here, on the ball of the foot, right there. You don't want it too much on the toe and you don't want it on the heel. If it's on the heel and you go from forwards to backwards, you can't turn. And at the same point, you don't want to be going over the toe on your 3 turn as well. That's another mistake. If it's on the ball of the foot, it turns from forwards to backwards with almost no noise at all. Some common mistakes you want to avoid when doing a 3 turn. For starters, you see a lot of people, they take their big push, they rotate here, and then they just swing straight around the corner because when they turned, they didn't check the rotation and work against it. So you see them do like that and their foot comes down straight away. You want to avoid that. You want to make sure as you turn, you check with the hip and the shoulder to control the rotation. Another mistake you see people do, they push their 3 turn and when they turn, they go up over their toe and they can't stay on one foot because when they go on their toe, their blade stops moving across the ice, but their body weight keeps moving. So they end up doing this and coming straight back down again. You also see people pushing forwards, but they're on an inside edge, not an outside, and they're trying to go around this way. It's really not possible. You can hear that noise, my blade working against what I'm trying to do. You can't get it to turn like that. You have to make sure that you're actually on the outside edge, like this. Another thing you can see sometimes people do, which is another mistake, is when they rotate their body, they leave their free leg back. Which is possible, you can do 3 turns like that, but it's much harder. So when you're first starting to learn one, it's much better to bring it in. If I leave it out, it tends to swing with a lot more force. You need a lot of practice before you can do it, keeping the free leg straight back. So really make sure, as you do it, you bring it together before you turn. Another thing you have to remember with the forward outside 3 turn, often I see people when they turn and they try and check the shoulder, but they have it closed like that. And then they're twisted here, and that's very hard. It's very hard to check the 3 turn with the shoulder like that because it's forcing you around the corner. Make sure the shoulder stays open. So as I'm here, I turn to backwards, you see my shoulder's open. I don't have it rotated in like that. forcing me around the corner, comfortably open. It's much easier like that.